If you're a coach or an entrepreneur who's good at what you do, you know your craft, you know your offer, but you still watch people go cold in your DMs, hesitate on sales calls, or scroll right past your content. It's not your offer. It's not even your content. It's the signals that your nervous system is sending out that you don't even know that you're sending. Now, there's one thing that separates people in any room who get followed, trusted, and chosen from the people who get completely ignored. And it has nothing to do with how smart they are or how good their offer is. It's whether their body language or tonality is broadcasting certainty or it's broadcasting need. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the 8 signs that instantly communicates neediness or weakness, I like to say, insecurity, or low status, and exactly what you need to do instead so that you can come across as the kind of person that people want to follow, buy from, and trust. So let's get into the video. But before we get into the video, watch this intro. So let's dive into the video. We're back and I'm ready to share with you the 8 signs that show weakness or neediness so you know how to come across when you're speaking to people, okay? Sign 1, needing approval. Making a strong point and then immediately checking for agreement. So like, you know what I mean? Or does that make sense? In a timid tone. Hands the other person everything that they need in order for them to control you and to control the conversation. It unconsciously makes them the judge of whether what you said was even worth saying at all, and signals that you need their validation to feel secure in your own point. The brain is wired to follow certainty. So someone who makes a point and lets it sit reads as credible. But someone who makes a point and immediately checks for validation, that's going to read as low status. You don't want that to happen when you're selling high ticket or you're exploring options with individuals about brand deals or collaborations. You want to be sure. You want to be certain, okay? Here's the fix. Make your point. Let the space exist. Don't chase the nod. And if you want their input, if this is one of those conversations where that makes sense, then ask from genuine curiosity, okay? So instead, I want you to say, what are your thoughts on that? Or when I said that, like, what went through your mind? How did that place itself in your mind? Or what are you kind of thinking about in regards to what I just mentioned, okay? Sign 2. Talking too fast. Now, this is something that I am still working on, and it's going to be a process, but I'm learning to slow it down, okay? Speed equals tension. The faster your pace climbs under pressure, the more clearly your nervous system broadcasts, I need this sale. I need this to happen. I need this to work out. Okay, I need this to go a certain way. Think of the salesperson that you've met who runs through the features, the benefits, and pricing without taking a breath. Okay, it feels like being sold to, and it makes your guard go up instantly. I don't know about you, but when those people come knocking at the door, I don't want to hear it. You just going on and on. I don't want to hear it. I don't want anything you have to say. I don't want anything you have to sell. I just want you to go on and go knock on the next door. Okay, slowing down doesn't mean sounding like a documentary narrator or somebody who was an operator on the telephone. It means pacing your words so that each point actually lands before the next one starts. All right? The fix in this scenario is slow your pace by roughly 20 to 25%. And when you feel the urge to stack another statement, replace it with one question instead. What's your perspective on that? Or how are you seeing this right now? Slow it down. Signal 3, emotional reactivity. All right. Someone pushes back on your price, your idea, your point, and you get defensive. Your pace picks up, your posture tightens up, and you start over justifying. The moment you react, the other person has found a pressure point, and consciously or not, they now know the kind of pressure that gets you to adjust. They are now in control of the conversation. If they keep going that direction, they are going to be the ones that hangs up on you or tells you that, you know what, it's all good. I don't really think this is going to work out. All right. A top doctor doesn't get defensive when their diagnosis is questioned. A top attorney doesn't flinch when opposing counsel pushes back. They stay calm and they get curious instead. The fix is let a full second pass before responding. Then ask instead of defend. What concerns you about that? Or what's behind that question? Just so I understand exactly where you're coming from. All right? Now we're going to get into sign 4, over-explaining. I had to work through this as well. Over-explaining is like over-justifying, okay? The more you try to convince someone, the more resistance you actually create. Over-explaining doesn't add credibility, it subtracts it. So every extra sentence after your point is already made silently says, I don't have faith in what I just said. I'm really not sure. So I'm going to keep drilling into this thing because I need it to make sense to myself. And the person on the other side feels that doubt before they hear your words. Watch for the tail. Stacking reason after reason, feature after feature, testimonial after testimonial without a breath. That's not persuasion, that's leaking need, okay? The fix is say the one true thing, then stop talking. Shut that mouth and trust that the point is going to do its own work instead of chasing it with 5 more points that don't have anything to do with what you're saying at all. It's just getting farther and farther away from you closing the deal. By the way, if you realize that you need help with showing up with this kind of certainty, this kind of confidence and clarity, whether it's in your content, your DMs, or your sales calls, that's exactly what we build inside of the Sunshine Brand System. For coaches and entrepreneurs who are done playing small and who are ready to start booking consistent, qualified sales calls. Then go ahead and click the first link in the description to book your free strategy one-on-one call. All right, now let's continue. Sign number 5, nervous movements. Your body talks before your mouth does. Whether you're fidgeting, you're touching your face, you're undoing things, you're shifting weight, you're tapping a pen, all of it reads as if I'm not settled in this moment. I'm very nervous. I haven't done much preparation. I really don't know what I'm talking about. And I'm just hoping that I can get through this sale and try to get through here unscathed. And everybody can understand what you look like on the other side of the Zoom call or in person. High status people take up calm, still space. Low status energy shows up small with quick, repetitive movement. So this isn't about freezing like a statue. We don't want you to freeze so that you seem as if you're trying to not be nervous, but it's about removing the anxious filler movement, the same way you remove filler words, right? The fix is plant your feet, let your hands rest, and let stillness communicate what words cannot, that you're not rattled. You don't want to be rattled, disheveled, and anything that happens anytime the wind blows, you're going to be off your rocker and you're going to be just blown out, all right? Sign number 6, interrupting. Interrupting doesn't say I'm engaged. It says I'm afraid that I'm going to lose my chance or my opportunity to speak, and people feel that even if they can't name it. It's usually driven by how invested you are in getting your point in. So invested that you can't even let them finish their point. People who read as high status let the other person's sentence die a natural death before they actually respond, even if there's a pause. The fix is when you feel the urge to jump in, that urge is the signal to wait one more second, not less. Sign number 7, fear of silence. The instinct to fill every gap with a word, a laugh, a hee hee hee, you know what I mean, is one of the clearest neediness signs that there is of all right? Silence isn't dead air. It's often the moment the other person is actually deciding, and rushing it interrupts their own thinking. People who are comfortable with themselves are comfortable letting a room go quiet. And that comfort is read as confidence. The fix is when silence hits, let that silence sink in. Let it sit for a full moment before you speak again. The discomfort is yours to hold, not theirs to rescue you from. And sign number 8, asking for permission. Is it okay if I ask you something? Or can I ask you something? Or mind if I share an idea? Each of these hands the other person the power before you even speak. Now, I don't want this to get misconstrued for when you're trying to speak to someone on a Zoom call, through a sales call, and you say, may I challenge this? Or may I challenge that limiting belief? That's okay. That's intentional. That's for real. That is you actually saying to them, if you would allow me to, can I just interject here to combat that limiting belief that you have? But you don't need permission to contribute to a conversation that you're already in. Asking for it signals that you don't feel entitled to the space. Confident communicators just say the thing. Quick thought, or here's what I'm noticing, with no gatekeeping question first. The fix is replace the majority of your permission questions with a direct, warm entry. You can still be kind without asking to be allowed, okay? So, now that we've gone through all of that, those were the 8 signals that quietly broadcast neediness or weakness, needing approval, talking too fast, emotional reactivity, over-explaining, nervous movements, interrupting, fear of silence, and asking permission. Every one of them is a habit that your nervous system picked up, and every one of them can be retrained. So you can be a sales beast, you could be a communicator beast, you could be fully in control of every conversation that you enter into. If you want a real system for how to show up with this kind of certainty across your content, in your DMs, and even on your sales calls, click the first link in the description or the bio, and let's map out exactly where you are leaking status and how to fix it, starting with your very next conversation. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.